Ask most MMA fans why Kamaru Usman and Colby Covington hate each other, and you'll get three different answers. Some blame politics, some blame ambition, some insist they were never really friends in the first place. That's what makes this rivalry different. More than 5 years later, nobody can agree on where it actually began. The simple version is that they were teammates who became enemies. The real version is more complicated, because before they were rivals, they were competing for the exact same future. Long before championship belts and pay-per-view main events, both men trained under the same roof at American Top Team. The same coaches, the same training partners, the same wrestling culture, the same championship ambitions. And that's where the problem started. Most rivalries begin with hatred. This one began with similarity. Both were elite wrestlers. Both believed they would become champions. Both wanted the same opportunities, the same attention, the same belt. Eventually, comparisons became unavoidable. Who was winning the round? Who was improving faster? Who was really the best welterweight in the room? Questions like that don't create friendships. They create pressure. Then Colby Covington became one of the most controversial personalities in the sport. The trash talk got louder. The attention grew. The headlines followed. Whether it was genuine or calculated almost stopped mattering, because it worked. While Covington was becoming impossible to ignore, Kamaru Usman was becoming impossible to beat. One man built a brand. The other built a championship arsenal. And eventually those paths collided. By the time they finally fought, the personal history had become impossible to separate from the business. Every interview felt hostile. Every confrontation felt real. Every insult carried years of baggage. Then came UFC 245, and for 4 rounds, neither man could separate himself from the other. The characters disappeared, the politics disappeared, the microphones disappeared. What remained were 2 elite welterweights refusing to give ground. Then, in the 5th round, Usman finally broke through. Covington hit the canvas twice. The referee stepped in. The fight was over. But the rivalry wasn't. That's what made this feud different. Most rivalries end the moment a winner becomes obvious. This one survived because the fight was close enough for both sides to keep arguing. Usman won. Covington stayed relevant, and neither man could fully escape the other's story. Even after a second fight, even after another loss, Covington remained tied to Usman's legacy, not because he held the belt, not because he won the rivalry, but because he became the defining challenger of Usman's era. That's why the phrase friends to enemies doesn't fully explain what happened. Friends drift apart, friends disagree, friends move on. What happened here was different. 2 fighters entered the same gym believing they would become champions. Only one of them actually did, and sometimes that's all a rivalry needs. If you enjoy the rivalries, dynasties, and hidden forces that shaped MMA, check out the videos on your screen now. From UFC legends and championship heirs to the moments and decisions that changed the sport forever. Combat Lore breaks down the stories behind the fight. This is Combat Lore. No myths survive here.